Hello, everyone. It's Ashley with CourtReserve. Welcome to our What's New in the CourtReserve platform. We are so excited to talk to you all about the great features that your ideas have brought forth and have put into the CourtReserve platform. So, of course, this is in the Zoom webinar format. If you have additional questions as we go along in the webinar, please enter them in the Q&A, and I'm going to moderate those questions today. Kim, who is our amazing product leader, is going to lead us through all of the great new features today. So we want to make sure and talk to you about Catalyst. Now, for most of you who are frequent flyers of our webinars, you know that this is our first user conference that we are going to be having. You are going to want to send a staff member to Catalyst. It's going to be 2 full days of training. We're going to supercharge your CourtReserve platform. We're going to add things that you wanted to add and just never made the time. The reason that you want to go ahead and sign up is because first come, first serve are slots that you get to sit down one-on-one for an entire hour with one of our CourtReserve trainers, and they're going to go through your platform. They're going to help you tweak things, add things, learn things, and that's in addition to the 2 full days of training. So I'll make sure the link's in the chat. You can always reach out to our live chat support team. You can email us, but don't forget, after user conference is 2 days later, the Club Pickleball Mastermind. If you're in the pickleball business, you are not going to want to miss this. It was an amazing 3-day experience that Tim, myself, and Doug went to. Just what we learned from a business standpoint about maximizing your club revenue, marketing, all of those things you want to do. Best practices, it was amazing. I'll put that link in the chat as well. If you have additional questions about Catalyst or Mastermind, want to talk, just reach out and let us know. Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Kim. So let's get started with our new features.
Thanks, Ashley. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today, we're going to be going through the items that were released in June. So June 6th was the release that we had this month. If you have not already done so, you can check out the release notes. When you log in to CourtReserve and see your account, you can log in up here. There's view release notes all the time. So if you want to look at any of these setup guides or anything like that, at any point, you can view them here within the release notes, and also within the knowledge base as well. So let's get started. We've got a few things to cover today and some exciting new things we're going to go over. So the first, we'll go through a couple of the smaller enhancements that we made for the software in June, and then towards the end, we'll show you some things that are coming soon. If you have questions about anything along the way, just type them in the QA, and Ashley and I'll pause for certain times throughout to go over those questions. So the first thing that we added this month, we've got a new ability to show your Book a Pro scheduler to your users that aren't logged in. So if you just want to showcase those pro schedules and just see people see when they're available and things like that, now you can do that just like you do with your regular schedulers. To do that, you're going to go to your Book a Pro scheduler as you normally would to make edits and things like that. There's now an option here that says show Book a Pro scheduler for non-logged in users. When you enable that setting, it's going to allow you to pick the number of days in advance that you show for non-logged in users, and it's going to automatically show the scheduler based on the schedule, the scheduler booking type that you have above. So if you allow people to click on it to make a reservation or book something on the schedule, they'll be able to click it and then they'll get the login screen. So you can show these now to your users that aren't logged in. We've also added just a small thing, but sometimes these kinds of things are huge for people as well. We've added a mail to link button to all of your HTML text editing boxes. So in order to add, an email address in there, it wasn't very easy before unless you were manipulating the HTML. So now we've got this button that you can add an email in. So what you'll want to do is you want to go ahead and just type out your description like you normally would, and then you can add in your email by clicking that mail button up in the top bar there. Write in your email address. Once you insert this, it's going to just insert the text, and then you'll be able to manipulate it and format it to match the rest of your text as well. We've also updated the dates buttons on your check-in lists. So this is something that you'll see under reservations on your various different check-in lists. Previously, they said today, tomorrow, this week, next week, this month. The problem that we were running into was if you used one of those this week, next week, or I'm sorry, this week, this month buttons, it was showing you dates that had already happened in the past. And so sometimes it wasn't as effective to use. So now you're going to see the next 7 days, next 30 days, or an all button. So you'll be able to still filter by any dates you want to see for a specific week or a specific time period, or you have those easy filter dates as well. Up next, we have event approvals. So when using event approvals and you decline the registration for whatever reason, the reason that the admin typed in that box that you have on the reason for decline, that wasn't going anywhere really except for that member email. So now we've also added it to the reasons column that you'll see here in the refund list. So if a refund is due for that player, your admin who maybe isn't reviewing the player registration can see that reason when they're approving or declining their refunds. And then this information will also carry into that accepted refunds tab as well, if you're looking it up at a later date. And then another one that we added, small, simple update. We changed the code that you see on the sub-admin abbreviation in the audit log. It seems small. Before it was just an O, but we were cleaning up some previous system enhancements when we had changed the sub-admins to be called what they are now. And we didn't update this piece, so now we just make it uniform. So now if you see a sub-admin on your audit log, it's going to say SA next to it to let you know that that user that updated it was a sub-admin. All right, and so the next thing we'll get into is an exciting feature that we added to the system. The profile pictures has been an item that's been asked for a long time. So we're really excited to have this released for you. It's really a way to help your team quickly recognize and recall members. And so let's walk through with you how to set these up. As of today, also profile pictures are going to be free. When we released this item, it was going to be a $15 add-on, but now we've gone ahead and all of our users are going to get this item for free. We just really want you guys to be able to use it. There's also a few more bonus add-ons that we're going to be enabling for you guys too that I'll go over towards the end of the call, but let's dive into profile pictures. So for profile pictures, it's in the add-on section still, even though it's free, it's not enabled automatically. So you're going to need to go into add-ons and check off the box to turn it on. There's really no additional setup with profile pictures once it's on, it's ready to go. Just keep in mind that there is a sub-admin permission that's going to be associated with this too for all of your sub-admins. So when you do enable profile pictures, that's going to be defaulted to off. So you will need to go into all of your sub-admins and enable this setting if you want them to be able to add profile pictures to your member accounts. So to add a profile picture, we'll just kind of walk you through the basic setup for it. For when you're adding them to people's profiles, you've got once you visit their profile, you've got this easy add profile or add photo button on everyone's profile. So go ahead and click that add photo button. You have two options for adding a profile picture. You can open it via the webcam that you may have on your computer or laptop, or whatever device that you're using to create those accounts on the admin side. So if you have it at your front desk, you have a forward-facing web camera, you can easily snap those pictures when your members are standing right in front of you. And then you can also select the file from your computer. So when you select the picture or you snap that photo, it's going to go into a profile picture editor box just like this. If you've taken it from your webcam, you can push this retake button and it'll open your webcam back up again. And then you'll be able to resize it and really just get that piece of the face that you want there to showcase on their profile picture and hit save. So once that profile picture is saved, you can see it here. It goes into the profile on their details page. From here, you can change the button, or you have a change button. You can remove that picture as well. All of the actions for profile pictures too are also going to be picked up in your audit log. So if for some reason one's deleted, you don't know where it went, you can go look at the audit log to see what happened with the history on that. You also have it here up at the top of their profile next to their name and their profile number. So anytime you toggle between any of these tabs here up at the top, you'll still be able to see the picture of that member without having to go back to details. So once you have profile pictures, it's going to show up in a few different spots around the platform. So the first spot we're going to look at right here, it's going to show up on any of your reservation player lists and your event rosters when you're looking at the schedule. So right here, I have a reservation. I've got a list of my members here. Profile pictures is in a circular avatar next to the player's name. And then if there's no profile picture for the player, they're going to be defaulted to show their first and last initials in the circle until they have a picture added. You're also going to see them on your check-in lists. So over here under reservations, lists, you've got all of your different tabs that show who's coming in today. But on your who's here today screen, you've got the avatar there on the left-hand side. And then you've also got it in your attendance tracker. If you have that status bar up at the top of your screen, you're going to have the profile pictures up there as well when they scan. And then you're going to also see them on your event registrant lists or event date registrant lists. So anytime you really see those players show up in a list form and there's an avatar there, you're going to see the photo. When you hover over those pictures in any of those spots as well, you can reveal a larger photo. So that's more handy like for check-in and things like that. So you can hover over that photo to see them once they're standing in front of you. And then lastly, the other place we added them, we've also added them to the check-in kiosk stations. So to show profile pictures here once they scan in or once they check in for their event or their reservation, you're going to set that up on the check-in kiosk edit or create page. It is a setting down here, show profile picture. So once you enable that on even the check-in kiosks that you already have set up, it's going to show up as a photo just like that on the avatar as well. All right, so I believe that's it for the setup. Ashley, are there any questions I can address on profile pictures?
Yes, everyone wants to know if members can add pictures themselves.
Yes, so that's coming. That is something that I'm going to have our UX designer. We're going to work on a couple things on the member portal side, and I do want him, when he's rearranging a couple things, to figure out where we can put this. For now, it's only updatable on the admin side. So yes, definitely want to put it on the member portal side as well. And there would be some approval settings behind that too. So for instance, if they upload a picture, the admin would have the choice of if they want to have it approved and things like that too.
And it's really for safety, because the reason profile pictures bring such value to the platform is that a lot of the feedback was we get people who are trying to come in and use someone else's account. So we developed it initially to get it out to you guys so you can easily set up a camera at your front desk and the next week or two have people take a quick snapshot. So again, it might be a little frustrating for some of your members to have to come get their picture made. But again, for the majority of our clients who needed profile pics, it was for the safety of accounts, of people not duplicating and trying to use someone else's account. And so that's really why we started out with that. I do want to mention too, even though your subscription may say $15, you will not be charged $15 to turn on profile pics. If accidentally it does charge that, just come into chat support. We're happy to take care of that for you, but we are not going to charge you for this because we are trying to constantly almost bring Christmas in June. And honestly, we want to bring more value to you. And so again, just wanted to make sure you guys know that we decided as a company that was something we wanted to add. This feature will not be enabled automatically. You still will need to go to settings, add-ons, and add the ability to do profile pictures. So that takes care of all the questions that we had so far, Kim.
Okay, perfect. Thanks for that, Ashley. All right, so the next piece that we're going to move into is coordinators for events. So we're really excited about this feature. And then, so really, what is a coordinator? A coordinator is going to be a sub-admin setting that allows you to narrow down the edit permissions to a specific event. So event edits were really an all or nothing permission for a sub-admin. If you only wanted to allow certain sub-admins to update certain events, you can now do that with coordinators. So you can give this ability to maybe members that you want to be able to handle specific events, or maybe somebody that's not an instructor, but you still want them to be able to manage a couple different events or receive different event notifications. You can do that as well. So again, narrowing down a sub-admin event permission to a specific event is what we're accomplishing here. And then to set up your coordinators, It's really easy. It's just like with your additional sub-admin settings. So if it is a sub-admin, you're going to have this is coordinator checkbox down here now. Once you enable this permission, you can actually leave everything else blank. It's going to, once you enable it, it's going to give you an additional set of coordinator settings down here, where people with this setting, it's going to override anything that's above it. So if they don't have access to do anything else on the sub-admin permissions, but they are a coordinator, they can still edit their assigned events. They can still delete assigned events if you want them to be able to delete events, and they can still manage registrants on assigned events. So again, if you can edit events, if edit events is unchecked and your sub-admin cannot edit any events, but if you want them to be able to edit and register people for maybe this specific event, you can do that. And I'll go over an example for that as well. But now you can pair this with other restrictions too, like email members or access POS too. So you can really narrow down what those people are able to edit and see on the event level. Once you've got coordinators set up, there is a new tab that's going to appear, so you'll be able to see specifically who you've assigned that permission to. And then once a coordinator is set up, now this is how you're going to be able to add them to an event. So once the coordinator is set up, there's a new section you'll see on the event setup page called coordinators. And you can also restrict coordinators down to the event email as well. So if you want to assign the emails on the event to only go to assigned coordinators, you can do that, or assign coordinators and instructors, you can do that as well. When looking at the scheduler, you can also see a new icon that you can hover over, which will see allow you to see who that coordinator is at a glance. If you have an instructor on here, it's just going to be to the left of that instructor icon. That instructor icon would still show in the top right, and then you'll have that icon just adjacent to it as well. All right, so here's my example. What does a coordinator see? Really, how is this different? So in my example here, Ashley is a member of my organization, okay? She's going to be coordinating my Tuesday PM social, and I really just want her to be able to go in, maybe assign courts to people, go update the courts for the event if needed, maybe help with some managing of the registration piece and things like that. No other sub-admin settings really. So Ashley only has these 3 coordinator permissions. She can't make reservations. She can't create events. She can't manage any members. She can only really see the event that she's been assigned to and help me out with that event. So to manage her event from the member portal, so she logs in, she's going to see everything on the member side as she normally would. Over here, she's going to access the admin panel, just like you would as an admin or a sub-admin. So you go to her name, go down to admin panel. Once she gets to the admin panel, when you flip into the admin panel, you're put right on the scheduler. So she's going to go see that scheduler too. She'll be able to click and drag based on those sub-admin settings that you've allowed her to do. If she's not allowed to click and drag, she won't be allowed to click and drag. As you see here up at the top, she can't search for any events. She can't search for any members. So really the only thing she can do from here based on those 3 settings that she's been enabled to on the coordinator is events. So she can go to event lists now, and when she goes to event lists, she's only going to see the event that she's been assigned to as a coordinator. So keep in mind, the only settings that Ashley has here in this scenario are those 3 sub-admin coordinator position or permissions. If you were to pair this with other permissions and things like that, like emailing members or texting permissions and things like that, she would have access to those things. But for this specific example, she's just my member and she's going to be helping me out with the event. So it may have covered that a little bit fast. So again, it's just a way to narrow down some permissions there. Ashley, were there any questions that came in there that we wanted to address, or did you have anything you wanted to add here?
Yeah, a question came in. Can coordinators do this on the app or only desktop?
So you can do it on the app just like you would as an admin using the app. So when you're using the app, you're going to have that more button down on the bottom right of your app. When you click more, they'll be able to toggle between the admin panel and the desktop view, just like you would too as an admin. So the accesses there are still the same between the front end and the back end. It's just really narrowing down what they can see and what their permissions are.
All right, we're moving on.
Okay, sounds good. So the next thing that we have today is, I'm super excited for this one. It's event tags. As a former admin, it's something that I really would have loved to have, and I'm excited that you guys have it and that your organizations can start using it. So an event tag is really a way to subcategorize your events. If you're a large organization with a lot of events, it really is giving you another way for you to give members the ability to find their events via a keyword. So it's really giving them the ability to, or giving you the ability to assign keywords to events and have your members search for those on their side as well. And it looks kind of cool too. So how do we add tags? We can add tags in really two different ways. So the first way is under this event set. When you go to settings, go to event settings. We've added this button here all the way on the right called tags. When you get to tags, you're going to see an empty table. So mine has all these tags now that I've created because I'm having a lot of fun with it. But your table is going to be empty. So when you go to create a tag, you're going to get this modal pop up to just simply create your tag. You're going to assign it a name and pick a color, pick a text color, just like you would with your event categories or your reservation types. We recommend having fun with it. You know, people are drawn into fun colors, emojis, things like that. It is emoji friendly. If you don't know how to do keyboard shortcut emojis, I do have a link to some on the setup guide that we have in the knowledge base article that you can find online. So go ahead and learn how to do those keyboard emoji shortcuts on there as well to help people find it. I did a light bulb for one of my other ones that I have on here. If it's a cardio tennis, you could assign it like a keyword or a tag for a workout with a weight on it or something. It just makes it a little bit more eye-catching and fun for people to look at and discover something new. Oh, I'm sorry. I got a little bit ahead of myself. So when you're doing the setting here, you've got, again, your background colors, your text colors, just like you would any other setting, is active. So you can assign it. Can you assign it to an event? So if it's not active, you're not going to be able to assign it to an event. And then is it public? So if it's public, then your users will be able to search for it in their filter options when they're on the member portal. So once you save this, it's going to drop it into your table. You'll be able to see that is public setting here as well. And then you can sort this table too in any order that you want. The order that you sorted in here is going to be the order that your members are going to be able to view it on the admin panel or on the member portal, I'm sorry. And then when you're in the admin side, adding it to events, this is the order that it's going to display in when you click the drop down. So adding it to events, and then the second way to add these to the system is actually go hand in hand together. So when you actually get to your event on this general info tab, you've got this new box here for event tags. So when you click this box, you're going to get the drop down of all the pre-event or the pre-assigned tag or the pre-created tags that you've already created before you get to this window. If you're adding tags and you're like, oh, I don't have a tag in my example here for hot tips. So I'm doing doubles training. I'm going to give people great tips on this. I'm going to add a tag for hot tips. And I type in hot tips. It's not on my list, but I have this button here to add the new tag. When you click that button to add the tag, you're going to get that same modal. And then once you click and you save all the information, it's going to drop that tag into your table for future use. You can go back later and you can resort it. It's going to drop it at the bottom, but you will have it available for more use if you need to down the road.
Hey, Kim, can you go back just go back one slide? I think it might be helpful just to show folks, like if you want to grab your camera or take a screenshot of some of her tags that she's already created. Yeah. This would give you some ideas of how you could start using tags, because sometimes I have a hard time coming up with my own, but I love stealing other people's ideas. Yeah. So screenshot this, take a picture of it with your camera really quick. That way you guys can take some of these and start, making tags work for your platform.
And this screenshot is I actually pulled this screenshot for my presentation from the knowledge base article. So you can also see that there and get some ideas for tags. I mean, you can do anything. You can do adult. You can do, if you've got kids events, you can do red ball, orange ball, green ball. You can do workout. You can do, if they're learning-based events, things like that, adult camps, summer camps. I mean, it's really a way for your members to be able to search up and find what they're looking for if you've got a lot of different events and things like that, or if they're looking for something new too. So it's really a way for you to help get that information in front of your members and to really drive participation at your organization. All right, so on the member side, this is what it looks like. So you've got your event list here at my organization, and So on the left-hand side of the screen, oops, I got ahead of myself. On the left side of the screen here, you've got this tags filter. So when you are using the tags, just keep in mind it's an or search. So if you're searching for adult and social, it's going to show you everything that has an adult tag in it. It's also going to show you everything that has a social tag in it. So even if it doesn't have adult in the criteria there, it's still going to show you those social events as well. So as you can see here, it's going to show up here in this filter box for you to be able to search, and then you've got them here on the event as well. When you go into the event details page, they're also going to be listed under the name of the event on the event details page, so people will still be able to see those tags once they get to the event. But it really is a great way for people to be able to search for stuff. Again, I'm so excited for this one. Ashley, are there any questions about tags?
No questions about tags, but I missed a question around event coordinators. If we
Sure.
could just quickly go over that.
Yeah.
Does the edit include adding courts to the event?
Yes.
Can they be set to delete courts but not add them?
They can't be set to only add courts but not delete courts. It's not aligned around the specific action of adding courts under the event edit. So if they are given the coordinator edit, they will be able to add and remove courts from the event, and they'll also be able to assign courts to members that are on the event as well.
Awesome. Moving on.
Okay, great. So the next last feature that we added on the 6.6 release, as we've given a sub-admin permission around double booking instructors. And so if you would like to limit the double booking ability of instructors to only specific admins or sub-admins, now you can do that. It is a two-step process. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to Settings General, and then it is a blanket setting across your entire organization. So you are going to check off this setting right here that says, do not allow conflicting events, lessons, or reservations to be added to instructor schedules. If you hover over that tooltip, it is going to give you an explanation there as well, that it's preventing the admin and the sub-admin from adding conflicts to an instructor's schedule. And then it can be overridden at the admin and sub-admin level for the specific user. Okay, so then once you have this setting enabled, automatically across your entire organization, none of your users, including yourself, when you enable this setting, are going to be able to go ahead or are going to be able to double book any of your instructors. So make sure when you do this, you go in immediately and give any of your admins or sub-admins that you want to have this permission the override. So to do that, you're going to go to the individual users settings page to either a sub-admin or an admin. Scroll down to the bottom. It's going to be in this section down here with the drag and drop, the batch billing access and things like that, just because it is an overall organization setting. It's not specific to just sub-admins. So you're going to allow this user to add conflicting events, lessons, reservations to instructor schedule. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You just have to know where the setting is. So remember, it's a blanket setting under general settings towards the top there, and then you want to enable it for the override if you want to give people that ability to override. Okay, Ashley, were there any other questions before I jump into some of the other fun stuff we had today?
No, you are rocking it.
Okay, great. Let's go. So as of today, these add-ons are now free. So we went over profile pictures already. So that is an added value feature for you guys as of today. We've also given membership waitlists to you now for free as well. So that's a really exciting one for you. If you're an organization that has a lot of people on the wait list, now you can really add and remove people from that wait list as you need to and open up more spots. And then court waitlist. So we released court waitlist in May. Yeah, Ashley, we released court waitlist in May. And it was a $15 add-on, I believe. So now that one is also going to be free as well. So you can go ahead, if you've got a large organization or a small organization, you can go in and add court waitlists for all of your courts if you want to, and start using it. So, we're really excited to give these features to you guys and hope that you can take advantage of them. All right. And so then really the last thing I had for us today was a little preview of the things that are coming soon this summer. I've got a lot of really exciting things. This is one that we're really excited about. So I'll get to that in a second. But the first thing, pickleball leagues is coming soon too. We've been saying that for a really long time, but it is in closed beta. We're going to be inviting some additional clubs to assist us with closed beta here really, really soon. But Tim's been using this. He loves it. It looks amazing. So we're really excited to give this to you guys too. We're targeting release for all customers in July. So just a couple weeks away, it's almost there, but it's coming and you guys are going to love it. The next thing we have is the Duper integration. Again, this is another one of our most really requested things. Where are you guys with this? It is in closed beta. We're going to be moving it to release to all customers also in July. So again, only a couple weeks away from that. We're just doing some final testing with that. And then we've got this new member mobile app home dashboard that we've been designing. We've been working with an amazing UX UI designer now on our team, and he's done some really, really great work with the mobile app and just making it more user-friendly and inviting for people to use when they're looking at it. So you'll be able to switch between your clubs easier. You'll be able to, call to action on those things that are really important to your organization, book a club, register for book a court, register for an event. And then you've got my bookings and things like that too. So really some great enhancements coming to the app there as well. And then we've got the enterprise feature. And for you clubs that have multiple separate CourtReserve organizations, I know you're running it with different emails, and then it's really cumbersome to log out every time, log back in when you want to switch between organizations. So enterprise will allow you to use the same email on both locations and then toggle between them easily without having to go out and go back in. So that should make, and then after that, there's going to be some additional enhancements moving forward once we have that set up. But even just the ease of toggling back and forth will be a lot easier for you as well. And then the last thing that we wanted to preview for you today, not preview, but just tell you what's coming, is custom costs. We're doing some enhanced parameters and abilities behind custom costs. We're adding contingencies on pricing for same day, for rolling, for same day reservations, rolling hours in advance, or specific days in advance. So like if you have your base price for your court reservations, but let's say you want to give this specific membership type free same day reservations, you'll be able to do that. You'll also be able to set special pricing on specific dates. Like if you wanted to do holiday pricing for 4th of July or Labor Day special rates or something like that, you'll be able to do that as well. Ashley, I saw a bunch of stuff pop into QA. Do we have any questions?
Yes. So everybody's really excited. So we will, this is currently being recorded. It will be up on the CourtReserve YouTube channel for review, hopefully by tomorrow. Leagues currently are, the first iteration is pickleball flex leagues. We will have a couple more iterations of different types of leagues, and that will also include tennis leagues. So that's very exciting. You guys probably know we have another product called Tennis Rungs, and it is a ladder software that we've had around for a long time. And we're going to rewrite that and incorporate that for tennis within the league's platform. So yes, it's coming for tennis because we still love tennis as well. Currently, court waitlisting is listed as free in beta, and it will stay free forever. Yes. So we decided a couple of weeks back, and this is the great thing about working with CourtReserve. If you guys don't already know this, we care about you as a customer, and we care about our staff and all the above. And we make decisions that are best for everyone. And so when we decide that we're going to take those 3 features and make them at no charge to you, it's because we love you, we want to empower you to run your business, and we care about you. So sometimes we decide to do certain things, and then because we're a small company, we get to change those things, and you don't have to wait on that. So again, happy to encourage you guys to go out and use those 3 things: profile pics, membership waitlist, and court waitlist at no additional charge. It may still say that, but we are going to go inside your CourtReserve platform and take those off with the charge. And if there's
actually we're in the middle of trying to reorganize that page as well and just make it a little bit easier to understand and not so cluttered. So that change is coming very soon as well. So we'll update some of those badges there so things stay free if they're free, and we'll update some of that stuff for you too. But court waitlisting, membership waitlisting, and profile pictures, those will be free moving forward, guys. So go ahead and
awesome. Let's see, the availability date for the new member dashboard. Do we have a release date?
We don't have a release date for that. It's in development right now. There's a few pieces that we're working on with it. It looks great. I actually haven't seen a full design of it complete in development yet. They're still working on it, but it's moving and it's going quickly. So I'm hoping release targeting by the end of the summer. So we're doing some update with the mobile dashboard on that. We're also going to be updating the way that players can make reservations as well. So it's a little bit easier to understand with the flow and you don't miss certain things that are highly missed items.
Yeah. So yeah, tennis rungs, for those of you that use tennis rungs as a separate product, we will eventually rewrite that and put it into CourtReserve as part of our league platform. And I don't know what we'll do with tennis rungs. I'm assuming we will probably sunset at that point, but that won't be in probably until 2024 at the earliest, for those of you who use that. So as far as custom cost enhancements, the question is, Kim, could we set event pricing based on member type, for example, kids versus adults?
No, we haven't done that yet. So custom costs really is just going to be for your reservations, just like you have custom costs now. So you have custom costs for reservations and custom costs for your guests. So really right now, the focus on those custom cost enhancements is just around that piece. The event piece will address that at some point soon in the future, but just the custom cost is on reservations right now.
We have a question here. Will the special pricing apply to programs or events, not just court reservations? I'm
think
not sure.
Similar to the question that we just answered, I think it's you'll be able to set custom costs based on the reservations and not on the specific event. But I'm liking that idea on figuring out how to explore custom costs with events. Maybe we'll take a look at that soon too.
That's right. And Kim is the one you want to run that through. She makes all those decisions. So, all right. Do we have a fee yet for the Duper integration, Kim?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Ashley. I don't want to say the wrong number here, but it's going to be accessible to all CourtReserve customers. You just have to be a Duper customer. You have to be a Duper club in order to use it. But if you are a Duper club, you'll be able to integrate seamlessly across the two platforms. There won't be a CourtReserve fee on that.
I thought there was.
Is there? I'm sorry.
Hey, amazing Dave. We'll get back to you.
I'm so sorry if that's the incorrect information. I do know that there's the league fee that we're charging as well. I could be completely wrong in what I just said, so I apologize. We'll cut the recording.
That's okay. Yeah, we'll cut that out. I think we've gone back and forth, and again, this is what we do. We change our minds sometimes, so we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
Let's see. When will tennis leagues be launched? Well, that's going to be part of our league integration, probably somewhere down into the fall.
That'll be it. So initially, it's really the pickleball like flex league kind of, or flex league ladder league type format right now. But that is an iteration that we want to add on to with the tennis format and things like that. There might be use cases for where you could use this with tennis. If you're, doing short 8-game sets or something like that, you might be able to find a workaround and make it work for the format that you have right now. But we are going to do a tennis rotations format kind of thing with leagues as well.
Yeah, and that'll include doubles leagues, mixed leagues, all kinds of things like that.
All kinds of leagues. It's so expansive. If we've got so much information coming on leagues, it's really going to be a game changer for us. It's amazing.
Yeah. Somebody asked, what does DUPR stand for? It stands for Dynamic Universal Pickleball Rating, and it's all about pickleball ratings. So if you need more information about running pickleball or something, reach out. We can definitely get you some more information about that. We had a question in here. When will customized email and push notifications be made available?
Well, push notifications are available right now. So you can do bulk push. You can set up push notifications for your different user notifications, system user notifications, and players. As far as custom email, we're working on the first iteration of that and really updating the template that we use to send out email notifications. That's probably going to be coming sometime towards the end of this summer. And once we have that updated, more visibly pretty template set up and available for you guys to use, then we're going to start working on how you guys can actually go in and update those email templates yourself, add additional information if you want to, and things like that as well. But that's coming soon too.
Another question around emails. Will emails be able to be scheduled at any time?
Again, that's another thing that we're looking at. We're looking at really customizing the whole email suite to do statistics on click rates, create drafts ahead of time, schedule emails that you want to have go out to. So again, we're a small company. There's only a certain number of things we can work on at the same time. So we have all these ideas on things that we want to do for the roadmap into the fall and into 2024. So all of these are ideas that we want to expand on and that we want to bring you, but they're coming soon. I know that's not something that you want to hear coming soon because we say that a lot, but we are working on it, I promise.
So there's another question around tennis rungs. So tennis rungs will actually be part of CourtReserve. So if you use tennis rungs to run a tennis ladder, you will still be able to do that within the CourtReserve platform and have even greater functionality. So no worries about that. More to come, but don't worry about that. It's not even on our roadmap for a whole nother year to do anything with tennis rungs. So you guys are good to go right now. Is that? Let's see. Oh, wow. Lots more questions.
Yeah, lots more coming in. We got time. Let's do it.
I know. Is that screen that you show to the left, I guess the screen that we have right now, coming as a change to the look and usability of the app?
Yes. So this is the new member dashboard that we're going to be putting out hopefully by the end of the summer. It's in development right now. And so right now, if you're a member and you're looking at the app, really you're just seeing that list of items based on the customized links that you have and things like that. We're not going to take that away from you. If you want to still display it the way that it's currently displayed, you'll still be able to do that. But if you want to, refresh your app and be able to showcase it in this kind of way, this is only a screenshot of really the top of what it looks like. As you scroll down, there's more things that you can see, and we're going to be updating this as we go along too. But so this is kind of the refreshed new look that we're looking to make it just look more modern and like what you see when you look at some of your other favorite apps.
Okay, wow. Another one around emails. Will the customized email notifications be made event specific? Right now it's global. So I think we are moving towards you being able to customize each email.
Yeah, it would be more of like an email suite, essentially. So we really want to take things that MailChimp and MadMimi and those kind of email templates our systems are already using and bring them into CourtReserve and be able to have you guys be able to utilize stuff like that within CourtReserve. So we're definitely getting there. We're working on it, but it'll come.
Another question, do you anticipate being able to count reservations by reservation type soon?
I know that one's on the idea board. It's always something that we're looking at and considering. So possibly at some point in the future.
Amazing, Dave. I just found out the Duper integration is going to be a flat $25 a month fee.
Okay.
Yep. So Duper integration to turn that on is a $25 a month flat fee.
Okay.
So I'm
great.
glad we
Thank you for getting that info for me. I'm sorry.
All right. So let's see. Is there a feature to notify instructors by text?
So you do have the ability to turn on text messaging, and then all of the text message notifications you can be by system user specific. So you can, just turn on text message notifications if you want an instructor to know about a new lesson that they have that's just been scheduled, or cancellations or things like that. Don't be afraid to use our push notifications too. The push notifications that went out last month, I prefer them personally over a text message. You get push notifications on your phone all day long. It's another push notification that your users would receive on their phone. I just feel like push notifications are a little bit more timely than a text message. And I think they look really cool too in the way that we have them put out there with your organization logo and the information about their reservation and stuff like that. So there is a combination of settings that you can do to give text messages or push notifications to your instructors without turning them on for your members.
Push notifications are great. I watch a lot of Major League Baseball, and I probably get 10 a day from MLB. So, and they're cost effective. You could send 1 billion push notifications. And it's just $15.
It's just that monthly fee for push notifications. So you're not gonna if you send over your allotted amount like you do a text message, or there's no allotted amount. So if you send, I think, over 500 text messages, Ashley, there's an additional fee. But push notifications, you can send those all day long, and you don't have to worry about additional charges.
That's right. Another one. Well, actually, this is a great one. This is really not off topic, Kent, but is there a way for members to see the USTA rating of other members so they can know who they want to reach out to schedule a match? Well, Kent, I would encourage you to use the player directory. The player directory, you can group people who are in different USTA ratings into certain groups, and then those players can allow their first name, last name, email, even a phone number to be displayed on the public member side or the player side. Now, if someone doesn't want their information out there, they can always unsubscribe and opt out of their information being shown. But Kent, I would encourage you to reach out to our live chat support team, tell them that you want to know more about the player directory and how you can create groups. And then that's an easy way for your players to be able to do that. Another thing is use player matchmaking. Player matchmaking is a no charge add-on in CourtReserve. It is all about finding matches and playing. So I would encourage you to look for that as well.
Yeah, with Player Matchmaker, there's all kinds of criteria that you can put behind that match as well. So it can limit it based on your player ratings that you have in the system too. You can also set those player matchmakers to be PIN code specific. So if they want to have like a group play and you only want specific people to join, you can set a PIN code to that too. And they can set that all up on their own. You don't even have to have admin intervention behind that.
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got a scenario. This is the case. A member is teaming up with a non-member for an event. The question is, can event participants be charged by member type? It seems like we are only having the ability to modify the charge based on the member who's registering, not the companion team member.
Right. So team-based registration is something that we have on our roadmap for this summer, maybe sometime in the fall. We want you to be able to have those events, those organized play events. You know, you've got leagues, you can sign up. You need people to be able to sign up as a team. And so we are going to be exploring some team-based registration options as well. So those players can sign up, maybe not with their guests and things like that, but have them be an additional player that they're registering with and not just a guest.
Yeah, and Mike, I know that you're going to come to Catalyst in just a couple weeks, and so maybe you can snag one of those first hour-long sessions, and Kim can talk you through that. That'd be awesome. All right. So we got a couple other scenarios here. I have been having accounts go past due. I'm assuming she's talking about maybe members' accounts. And the member comes in and then it rings them up successfully. Is that normal? I thought it would give an unsuccessful ring in. I'm assuming she's talking about player self-check-in.
There are some settings that you can do behind that player self-check-in. I believe, Ashley, correct me if I'm wrong, but
there's a balance due. Yep.
Balance due. It'll make different noises and things like that if you have those settings set up. So if you want to maybe get on our live chat, our guys can assist you with that, but that should be something that we're doing there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Are you able to give any info on when you will offer the ability to prevent users from being able to book events that run concurrently?
Dave, I have your idea on the idea board and I actually think about it often. So that is something that we're considering and what that looks like concurrently. So it's coming. I haven't wrapped my mind around it, but I may reach out to you, Dave, just to kind of see what your requirements would be for that, because I know that you have a lot of users that you're trying to kind of limit on registrations there. So we'll definitely look at that.
Let's see, here's a good one. Is there a message board where members can post something like looking for a practice partner 3.5 for tomorrow from a 4 to 6 window? Patrick, I would encourage you to take a look at player matchmaking, because that way your players can actually set up these opportunities and they're looking for a practice partner. You can have different categories like social play, practice play, all kinds of different things. And then people who are interested in that rating of a player and that window of time and you can have them go ahead and get the court booked. It's a really great feature. It is at no additional cost. If you look in the knowledge base, we have a great webinar and a great article on that. Or if you need more questions answered, reach out to the live chat support team. For sure, they can give you some information on that.
And with just want to add to that with the player matchmaker. Once that match is created, it essentially goes on to, I guess you could call it like a message board or something like that, because it's going to create that as an open reservation. And there's a whole section that your members can go to see where those open reservations are. So you can even set them to time out at a certain time too. So if that member doesn't have all of their spots filled by a certain number of hours prior to the reservation, it'll go ahead and automatically cancel that reservation for them too. So they're not going to be held accountable for that court as well.
And really our last one's around just the idea, I guess, would we consider push notification add-on for a smaller fee for a base number? Well, what we did is we decided to add push notification and text messaging together. So regardless whether you use push or text, it's a $15 flat fee. That's why we encourage people to use push, because you don't have to worry about the number of push notifications that actually go out of the system like you do with text. So I think we're probably going to stick with that for right now, but we're always accepting feedback. So we'll definitely take it under consideration. Another one, we organize team events, but we can't enforce if the partner is a member. Ideally, registering the team events would require both players to be members. Raymond, I mean, why not use organized play? If you're having events and you want just your members to be able to join those organized events, and organized play might be something that I would encourage you to take a look at. Kim, do you have any other ideas?
I'm thinking about that one. So, if it were me, I would probably just set it up for those members that are part of the organization, just because we don't have team-based event registration right now. So my workaround for that would be to not allow guests on the event, and then maybe only make that event available in public to those specific membership types that you want to have join the event. And then, you can have them register separately as, on themselves, like on their own. But then if, you have members joining together, you can create a custom field to say who that they're playing with and things like that too. I had kind of similar setup when I was at my organization as well. It becomes a little bit more difficult because we don't have the team base, so you might end up with an odd number at some point, but you can certainly limit it by membership types on the registration, and you don't have to enable it for events. And you can you don't have to enable it for guests, and you can even control which membership types are allowed to bring guests and which are not too. Guest on events isn't just an all or nothing. You can limit it to specific membership types too.
Well, thanks everyone. Kim and we love doing this. We love hanging out with you guys, answering your questions, getting you all excited, and we will see you next month. Have a great week, everyone.
Thanks, guys.